One day a maiden had a craving for some meat, so she took her net to catch some fish to eat. The fish she caught spoke to her in a human voice.
Follow my wise counsel or not, it is your choice. Bury me in your garden in a full moon night. Plant a rose bush there for your own delight. Next summer, when the blossoms bloom, there will be 2 suns in your expanding womb. Later, 2 magic swords will be sprout at this very spot. A life of adventure and dare-do is your son's lot. Equipped with a powerful sword, a hound and a steed, each of them will travel the lands in the swiftest speed.
One day Andrew decided to travel east. He had heard of a mighty scary beast. In a dark forest, he deemed himself lost. He came to a junction where 2 paths crossed. There he met a lion, brave and strong, who decided to take along. They came to a mountain that opened before them. A foul stench and a mighty growl drifted out of its den. What was inside? A hungry wolf? A mighty bear? The man and his friend decided to enter this lair. Now is the dragon, the head of heads, not 1 but 9. It looks, it smiles, as anything but benign. Human remains showed that its diet was not strictly vegetarian. It devoured women, children, and occasionally even a librarian. It slashed the sword, the lion's jaw cracked. From both sides the dragon was attacked.
Diversity of species, what a heck.
Andrew cut all heads off by the neck. As you can see, he wasn't a man of lenience. He also cut the 9 tongues for his own convenience. At the next inn, he wanted to stay for the night, and he asked what might be the plight.
Oh, dear princess, through the lock. It was to be wowed by the dragon on the spot. But fortunately, a brave woodcutter slew the beast. Now there will be a wedding feast, because the king promised his daughter in marriage to any man with so much courage. Is it certain that the woodcutter did this noble deed? There's no doubt, sir. He did it indeed. All 9 heads did he bring before the princess, the queen, and the king.
There the knight became quiet as a mouse. But in the morning he rode to the king's mighty house. From the balcony the princess saw this strapping young lad.
Oh, if I could marry this one, I would be so glad.
Dear princess, for your upcoming wedding, my heartfelt congratulations.
I'm not at all pleased to marry a man so low beneath my station. I wouldn't mind to marry you, sir. You are more my type. Full-heartedly, to the right I swipe.
May I talk to your future husband then? I would like to know how he climbed into the dragon's den. How exactly did you kill this creature so fierce?
It was my hatchet that the beast skin spears.
You hatchet? You wouldn't need the sword for that. Dear mister, you are nothing but a lying rat. Do not tongues belong inside those creatures?
That's odd. Tongues were not among its features.
What about those tongues I carry on me? You seem pale, my friend. Do you feel weary?
The lying woodcutter was locked into the highest tower. For Andrew and his princess it was happy hour. The princess wanted to marry her hero on the very spot. Here the story could end, but it does not. Andrew and his princess spent some time happy and gay. But one day he noticed a castle far, far away.
What is this place I can hardly see?
Don't go there, dear husband, I do plead. Every man who travels up this windy track vanishes and never came back. Believe me, dear husband, that place is haunted indeed.
But he discarded her warnings and mounted his steed. After a strenuous journey, he reached his destination. He encountered many nights in a state of permanent petrification. Then he saw an old ugly hag, and he was less than smitten.
Please, sir, leash your dog. I don't want to be bitten.
Don't worry, dear lady.
He petted his hound. The hag didn't waver and waved her wand around. So Andrew, his dog, and his horse were turned into solid stone.
Ha ha, sir, you're right.
Laughed the old crone. Anthony, who was in all Andrew's exact double, sensed that his brother was in some sort of trouble. He rode eastward and came to a town in deep sorrow. He decided to discontinue his journey until the morrow. At the inn he asked the keeper for the cause of their grief.
Oh Lord, you are back. What a relief. We all thought you were bewitched, or barely alive. Oh, hurry, dearest Lord. Ride swiftly to your wife.
So Anthony did, and he felt the prince's tight embrace. He found this rather pleasant, but he decided to keep his grace. So at night he placed his sword in the middle of their cot. But the princess didn't like this a lot. Next morning he asked,
What is this castle all in black?
As I told you before, a haunted place. Many men went there. No one ever came back.
Anthony knew it was time for do and dare. So he whistled his dog and mounted his mare. He traveled many days and nights. It was dark when he entered the castle, and there weren't any lights. As he noticed the nights and their perpetual petrification, he realized the danger of eternal damnation. When he saw the old hag sitting on a stool,
Do you take me for a fool? You might think it a bit of tragic, but I will hew you into pieces with my sword full of magic.
the hag hesitated because she saw the mighty power of this sword, a fatal mistake she could hardly afford. Her own wand touched her own lock and turned her into a solid piece of rock. Anthony then found ointment in a small chest and rubbed it on his brother's vest. He also turned the other knights back to life, and both brothers returned to Andrew's wife. The princess was very happy, but puzzled when she learned that not one, but two husbands had returned.
But who is the right one? Who is mine?
For you this task we do design.
But she was unable to make her claim, because both brothers looked exactly the same.
It's me.
Andrew finally did proclaim,
It's high time for another celebration.
and on this high note ends this narration.